out one more time, folks. I said, hold on. Oh no, I'm not even loaded. Howdy, folks! Howdy. That's right. Welcome to Virginia City. That's right. This is the home of the Cartwright Boys. Y'all see a show by the name of Bonanza? That's right. You guys are in the heart of the Wild West, which means the code of the West applies. The code of the West is the good guys always win. That's right. So throughout the show, we want you to cheer for the good and boo for the bad. Now, I don't know if you know this lady sitting right there. I'm looking at you. But this is an audience participation show. That's right. We want you to cheer, hoop, and holler. You guys are going to be playing the part of the town folk today. That means when you see the bad guys come on stage, we want you to boo. When you see the good guys, we want you to cheer. So let's try it out really quick. My name is Randy Rule, and I'll be playing the part of the bad guy. Boo! Boo you hayseeds. That's right. It's okay. Actually, I can handle my boos. You'll see that 4 o'clock. There she is.
Is this all the medicines?
Mm-hmm.
Plug tobacco cutter, also plug tobacco cutter. That is a big ass scorpion right there. What? Let's go see.
I, so-and-so, Justice of the Peace, Virginia Township, Story County, State of Nevada, do hereby grant, yada and yada, this permit to cohabitate exclusive of the bounds of wedlock for a period not to exceed the date of issuance. Wow.
Wow. And it's 2000 and something.
Yeah.
Still getting those out, huh? Lots of old telephones, lots and lots of telephones, old cameras. That is a tiny singer. That is a tiny singer.
It's your portable.
Right? Look at that desk. Winchester.
Things of that nature. So, a winter evening gown. Carriage dress.
Which one's a marriage dress?
Carriage.
Carriage.
Yeah.
Sorry, I thought you said marriage.
No, this is a summer dress.
Good, good.
For dinner and evening parties.
Oh,
right?
because you got a vent.
Right? But this was a wedding dress.
Okay. All this is like under us right now. Did you see that?
I think so, yeah. Union, 600 feet. 2600.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
To scale. Water wheel. Oh, jeez.
Speed up and slow down.
Might.
Anyways, you guys, the elevation of Virginia City is 6,220 feet above sea level, which incidentally is the mean elevation of Lake Tahoe to the west of us. The most recent census tells us we have 855 residents here in town. And Farms Almanac tells us we get 8 to 10 feet of snow in the wintertime and about 5 to 6 inches of rain in the summertime, and that's all pretty darn accurate. Now, to our left, you guys, one street up is Piper's Opera House. Piper's was the third opera house here in town. The first two burnt down, as did a lot of things in this town, which we'll talk more about on the tour. All the theatrical stars of the era played at Piper's Opera House. Now, Piper's is open, you guys, for self-guided walking tours. Highly recommend taking your stroll through it. It's absolutely beautiful old theater. Piper's does have shows and events there still on occasion, but not a regular basis. You have to check their website to see what and when. Also here on the left, you guys, is the Silver Queen. Silver Queen is a hotel and saloon, but what's notable about hers, in the back on the wall, the Queen is a mural painted on the wall. She's about 15 foot tall. Her dress, however, is decorated with 3,261 real silver dollar coins. All right, things started happening up here about 1850, everybody. People were traveling through from Carson City on their way to the California gold fields. Well, they'd stop and camp at night. They'd start practicing their gold panning techniques in the creeks and the streams. They started finding a little color, a little bit of gold, right? A few people stayed on. Over the next several years, they made their way up the mountain following that chain of gold, so to speak, you know. Well, they had a camp up here at that time. It didn't have a name, but as the story has it, a miner, you guys, on his way home from work one night while he tripped and fell. Of course, he broke his bottle of whiskey. His friends laughed. He just got up and dusted himself off. And he said, "I christened thee Virginia." Nobody objected. The name stuck, and that's how Virginia City was born. Now, off to your right, you guys, you have the Way It Was Museum. And that's a must stop for most people visiting Virginia City. They have some of the finer displays of mining and what life was like when people up here in the late 1800s. All right, you guys, coming up ahead of us and to the left side of that vehicle, out and back in behind these buildings a little bit, two miners had found enough gold. They decided to file a claim and open up a mine. Well, before they had a chance to do that, a rider on horseback showed up and introduced himself as Henry Comstock. Now, Henry Comstock told those two miners that they were mining on his 160-acre ranch, which was a lie. Now, the two miners, they didn't know that at the time. The three of them did, in fact, form a partnership. They filed a claim, and they opened up the Ophir mine, one of the earliest mine sites here on the Comstock. You know, it didn't take those two miners very long to figure out that Henry Comstock was not just a liar, but a bit of a bragger. Well, you see, he went down to Carson City and started telling people down there that he discovered gold up here on the mountain. Well, they started calling Comstock's gold, and that name stuck. The whole area up here has been referred to as the Comstock Road ever since. Alright, you guys, as we do pull through our little rest stop here, look off to the right and get your first glimpse of our cemetery. We'll get a better view of that here in just a moment. That is the Silver Terrace Cemetery. The Silver Terrace Cemetery, however, is made up of a variety of different sections. They have a Catholic section, a Protestant section, they have a Knights of Pythias and a Masons section, Heck, they have a fireman section, a miner section, a railroader section. They even have a little Irish section out there. All in all, we have 15 cemeteries here in town, most of which are located right here in the Silver Terrace. Now, you guys, the Silver Terrace is open to self-guided walking tours. You can see a parking lot. There's a white car pulling down into there right now. There's a gate and a gravel pathway on up to the parking lot. Now, if you do that tour, I recommend doing that at night.
Yeah. That'd be funny.
Yeah, I was just seeing if you guys were awake and listening here. No more jokes for you guys. Anyways, I will tell you about a few more, you guys. Just across the canyon, there's a blue tailings pile, which is nothing more than a pile of dirt. Just beyond that, there is a Chinese cemetery. Down in that canyon and up the canyon about a quarter mile, there is a Jewish cemetery. I will tell you about one more, however. You see up the street here in town, you guys, we had a red light district. A lady by the name of Julia Boulette worked there. Now, Miss Boulette was brutally robbed and murdered one night. Well, firemen here in town, they thought a lot about Miss Boulette. They wanted to bury her in their section of the cemetery behind us. Well, the lady folks here in town objected, and true to the nature of the town, the era, and this being what this town was, arguments turned into fights, and well, 2 new grave sites later, the firemen, they lost that fight, you guys. They had to bury Miss Boulette in another cemetery called Boone Hill, which is actually across the canyon and up halfway up that canyon. There is a white picket fence around her gravestone. You really can't take it out, though. Anyways, that's not the end of Miss Boulette's story. You see, those same firemen, they didn't take Miss Boulette out of town quietly. No, sir. They organized a big old parade right down Main Street. They had 15 wagons, marching band, all the fire department personnel all gathered around, paying their respects, taking Miss Boulette out of town for one final ride. Now, some people say there was a message in that parade to the wives of the day, but we'll leave that open to interpretation. Now, getting back to that Ophir mine we were talking about, those 3 miners, they worked that mine for a while, but they did end up selling that mine for $45,000. Now, that was a whole lot of money in 1860s, let me tell you. Those miners, they left town pretty darn happy, you guys. Well, their smiles, however, did not last very long. You see, the new owners of that mine were mining gold and silver out of it were also removing an excess amount of this blue clay. Well, they didn't know what that blue clay was at that time. In fact, they used to use that blue clay to pave the streets here in town with to keep the dust down. Well, a miner finally took a sample of that blue clay over to California, Nevada City, at the essay office over there, you guys. When that miner got back, everything up here changed, you guys. They found out that blue clay was, well, highly valuable. It was worth $900 a ton in gold and $3,000 a ton in silver. You guys don't have a stop sign. Where was I? Okay, yeah, so anyways, that discovery, you guys, finding out the value of that blue clay, which was in all these mines, that started the big bonanza up here on the Comstock, you guys. People moved up here by the thousands. Some people just looking for a job, and others seeking their fortune. One such person came over here from California by the last name of Hearst. He made millions of dollars up here in these mines. His son, William Randolph Hearst, used some of that money his dad made up here in the mines to build that Hearst Castle over there in California, which some of you might be familiar with, huh? If you're not, just know that that's one example of many of the great wealth that came out of this town, everybody. Now, there over here to our left, you guys, this was the flat section you can see. That was the Virginia and Truckee rail yard and depot. The B&T was known as the Queen of the Short Lines. She operated from 1868 till 1939, and in her heyday had upwards of 30 steam engine locomotives, making anywhere from 40 to 45 trips per day, running from Virginia City down to Carson City. Now, the red building here to our left, you guys, this was the freight depot. So if all the gold and silver was the export, all the products and goods people needed to live on in town were imported, and it all came through that red building to our left there, you guys. All right, I will show you further up in the tour here a little bit the existing Virginia Truckee Rail Yard and ticket office. But anyways, you guys, these blocks to our right, this entire block from that street to this street, this was the red light district here in town, you guys. The ladies that worked in the red light district worked in little cabins that were built for them that were locally referred to as cribs, as in baby cribs. Anyways, you guys, down the hill to our left, you will see a big tan tailing pile. That's what's left of the California-Virginia Consolidated Mine, you guys. The Virginia mine was the wealthiest mine site here on the Comstock. They pulled $110 million gold and silver out of that single mine site. Now, in the heyday of Virginia City, you guys, we had 22 mines operating. Between those 22 mines, they dug 750 miles of shafts and tunnels underneath this very mountain that this town sits on. The mountain's name is Mount Davidson, by the way. To our left, the yellow building here, you guys, that's the Historical Society and Museum, and that houses, among other things, one of the original steam engine locomotives I was talking about. Now, right here to our right, there's a brass plaque right there commemorating a little bit more about the Red Light District and Miss Boulette, the stories I was telling, and even a little bit more about her murder and who done it. Now, down the hill at the bottom, all the way to the bottom, you guys, is a two-story red brick building. That was St. Mary's Hospital. St. Mary's Hospital was here throughout the entire duration of Virginia City, well, most of it. She opened in 1868 and closed in 1940. Now, that property is currently ran as an overnight resort and retreat center with overnight accommodations. And speaking of overnight accommodations, we have a variety of hotels, motels, and bed and breakfasts right here in town, all with very comfortable accommodations. Now, if you do choose to stay locally, and I literally mean right here in town, you very well may be entertained with some late-night ghostly adventures, you guys. This is a ghost town, or I should say it's spirit town. Spirits are alive and well back from the day, and well documented as well. Now, for you non-believers, that's okay. We understand that, you guys. We just ask you to keep an open mind. Maybe take a guided, ghost tour or two, and see if you don't change your opinion on that. Everyone else does. All right, to our left, you guys, there's two churches. The large red brick church, that is St. Mary's in the Mountains. St. Mary's was Nevada's very first Catholic church. To her left is St. Paul's Episcopal Church. So both of these churches burnt down to the ground, you guys. During the Great Fire. They were, however, quickly rebuilt. Now, when St. Mary's burnt down, she had over 4,000 parishioners, you guys, and it was rebuilt to the size you see today to accommodate that number. St. Mary's is open daily till 4 p.m., everybody. For self-guided walking tours. Go in there and enjoy the church, but additionally, in the basement, they have a free library and a museum. And my personal favorite, they have a monk's wine cellar.
Nice.
Now, to the left is St. Paul's Episcopal. When St. Paul's burnt down, you guys, in the Great Fire, when they rebuilt it, they didn't use a single nail in the framing in that building. That whole thing's held together with wooden pegs. All right, you guys, we are coming up on the Virginia Truckee Rail Yard and Ticket Office, you guys. Now, they offer tours from Memorial Day weekend through the end of October. It's about a 35-minute round-trip tour. It runs from right here in Virginia City down to the little town of Gold Hill and back. It is a narrated historical tour, much like this one. The yellow building is the ticket office to our right. And, of course, parking lot to our left. If you are parking down, you don't need to walk over here. You can drive. All the equipment you see here is original equipment from today, you guys. Cruise cars, passenger cars, pretty much everything. Now, coming up to our right and one street up above us is the Mackie Mansion, you guys. A fellow by the name of John Mackie moved out here very early on in Virginia City. And yes, this is how it was done back in the day and today. They usually had a chain through. Anyways, regular maintenance, you guys don't realize railroads require constant maintenance. Anyways, back to the Mackie Mansion, you guys. John Mackie,
Yes.
anyways, he became known as, him and his partners became known as the Silver Kings up here. Very successful miners and very well-regarded mine operators. Anyways, John Mackie outlived his 3 partners, you guys. When he died in 1903, he was worth $80 million. Now coming up to our left here, you guys, is the Comstock Gold Mill. It looks like they put their close sign up there. Typically open daily till 4. It's a mining museum and a worthwhile stop. Anyways, across the way, you guys, there's a large tan tailings pile. There's a big concrete and steel bulkhead structure sitting on top of that. Now that mine is known as being the deepest mine here on the Comstock. They dug that mine shaft 3,261 feet deep. Now the silver dollar coins I talked about on the Queen's dress, you guys, they were a direct tribute to the depth of that mine. Now down in the bottom depths of that mine, you guys, the temperatures got up to be 145 degrees Fahrenheit. The miners that work down there, they can only work 10-minute shifts while being sprayed with cold water and ice. Anyways, most of the mines operated 3 8-hour shifts, 24 hours a day, 6 days a week. Now across the way to our left, you guys, is the Virginia Trucking Service Yard. That is not open to the public, folks. That's a working facility. But right here to our left is the Collar Mine. Now the Collar Mine, they are open daily till 4 p.m. everybody for underground mine tours. They also are known, the Collar Mine is also known as being the 5th wealthiest mine site here in the Comstock. They pulled $17 million worth of gold and silver out of that single mine. And here comes the rain again. Alright, you guys, straight ahead of us off to the right, there's 2 buildings of note. The smaller of the 2 with the gray roof and 4 chimneys, that was the owner's mansion for the Collar Mine. It's not open to the public, it's actually private residence. But the 4th Ward School directly behind that, you guys, the 4th Ward School was built in 1875. It has 4 floors, 14 classrooms, and it was built to accommodate 1,000 students. Now, when they built that school in 1875, that was one of the first schools in the West that had forced air heat, so central heating, internal plumbing, so they had water fountains in all the classrooms, and flushing toilets.
Ooh.
Quick note here on the 4th Ward School, you guys. This is one of the last schools of its kind still standing in the U.S. They're open daily for tours, you guys. The scaffolding is just restoration work. Don't let that scare you off. It's an awesome visit in there. Don't miss it. Now, heyday, Virginia City, from this point down to the cemetery, up and down the sides of these mountains here, you guys, we had close to 30,000 residents. At that time, you guys, we had 109 saloons, 17 breweries, and we imported 300 tons of whiskey annually. Let me tell you, that's just a little bit of whiskey, you guys.
It's still that up.
At that time, we also had 50 dry goods stores, including a Tiffany's outlet. We had 35 boarding houses, 7 churches and 6 schools, and a whole lot of hustle and bustle, 24 hours a day. Now, the building to our right here, you guys, this was the Savage Mansion. Savage Mansion is most notable for the simple fact that directly after the end of the Civil War, Ulysses S. Grant came out here, and from the 2nd floor balcony porch on that building right there, he addressed the citizens of the Comstock, thanking them for their help in the North winning the Civil War. All right, you guys, as soon as part of the tour, I'd like to tell a quick story about 2 miners. You guys have gotten a little argument that certainly wasn't unheard of at all. People argued all the time. Anyways, this one was a little different. One miner bought a lot and started building a house. The second miner found that out and bought the adjacent lot. About the time the first miner finished building his house, the second miner moved his home over here from the other side of town, and he said, I'm going to put my house so close to that man's house, he will not be able to enjoy the cool breeze of summer, or the warming rays of the sun in the wintertime. When you look down to the right at the red and white house, you'll see exactly what I'm talking about.
Right down there.
Now locally we refer to those as the spike houses, you guys.
The spike houses.
The blue house right here on the right, folks, it's notable for the simple fact that it was built in 1862. It survived the Great Fire of 1875, making that one of the older homes and buildings here in town. Now down to the right is the Mackie Mansion, you guys. The Mackie Mansion we talked about earlier. But anyways, the Mackie Mansion is open daily at 4 p.m. You guys, that's another must-stop visit here in town. And since it's raining, I'm trying to move along so you guys not be stuck. It won't last long. That little water never hurt anybody anyway.
Alright.
Anyways, you guys, on this end of town for food, people ask all the time. On the left you have barbecue, and over here on the right you have barbecue.
Barbecue and
Right
barbecue.
here on the left, you guys. First Presbyterian Church built in 1866, you guys. Now, this church and the next 14 buildings down the left side of the street, you guys, they also survived the Great Fire of 1875. Again, making these some of the oldest buildings here in town. Now, as the story has it, you guys, a miner living in, well, late one night in October in 1875, a miner living in a boarding house a couple blocks up to our left picked over an oil lamp and started a fire. Well, that morning that fire, you guys, had consumed 80% of the businesses here in town, over 1,000 homes, and the churches I spoke of earlier. However, at that time, as it was the heyday here in Virginia City, within a couple months, everything was rebuilt and back open for business, folks, which was an amazing feat. It speaks truly to the great value. Don't forget the Fireman's Museum, you guys. Right here on the right, we have one final show for today.
Back to our show, don't miss out.
Here on the left side, you guys, we have the Washoe Club. The Washoe Club on the second floor, you guys, had the Millionaires Club. And at one point, they claimed 184 members. Also on the left here, you guys, is the Ponderosa Saloon and Mine. Now, if you go back into Ponderosa, you guys, in the back, the miners in there will take you underground and give you a tour of the mine shafts underneath everything we're traversing right here. Coming up on the right here, the last building here on the right, was the Territorial Enterprise, you guys. That was the local newspaper. A fellow by the name of Samuel Clemens worked there for 2 years as a journalist. It was during his time here in Virginia City that he first started writing as Mark Twain. All right, a couple things wrapping up, you guys. To our left over here, the Bucket of Blood Saloon, as the story has it, every morning that the bucket, well, when they mucked that bar out every morning, that bucket ran red with blood from the previous night's fights. Hence the name, Bucket of Blood Saloon. Across the street, one block up, you guys, is our county courthouse. Built in 1876. That is the county seat here for Story County, of which Virginia City is part of. Anyways, you guys, hope you enjoyed it. Hope you stayed a little dry. I'll get out first, help anybody out. Otherwise, thank you very much.
Alright, so we're still in Virginia City, but the amazing thing, it just got, I don't know if you can see the clouds here, we just got soaked. It was, sorry for the light, it was like a southern downpour. It was awesome, but quite cold, quite cold. We're at the 4th Ward School Museum. I have no idea.
Bird equations.
Equals beef? That's historical.
No, beef. No, it's minus.
Oh, minus beef.
So whatever that squiggly line,
So,
minus ring or diamond, or sure,
okay. Plus
plus
or B.
fork minus beef. I don't know. Well, you know what? I'm going to take a picture and we're going to work on this because I'm
Okay.
really curious.
Magnet.
Is that a magnet?
Yeah. Minus net.
Magpie.
Magpie. Yeah.
Figure that one out. Okay. I wasn't sure what that was. I was like, iron? What is that?
Categories. puzzling inscription. The following inscription is said to be found on many walls of many great buildings. The addition of a single letter repeated at various intervals makes the inscription make perfect sense. What is the missing letter?
It's easy.
Yeah, preserve.
Preserve ye perfect men, ever keep these precepts 10. I don't know what 10 has to do with anything.
Alright, well, ye, I was doing this as all
I know,
one letter.
well, at first
or
I
all
was too,
one
and I was
word.
like, why, and what?
Right. There's one of the classrooms, and like the other sign said, in the winter, if you sat anywhere near that thing,
Yep.
you would be dying.
Yep.
So, our day will begin promptly at 9. Lunch from noon to 1, dismissal at 3:30.
Which really isn't too much different, other than they start at 8 now, or even a little bit earlier. Program was extended from a 9-year to an 11-year program. 09, a 4th year was added with the State Board of High School in
Requirements? I think the Q is missing.
Oh, okay.
Board of High School requirements.
1922, the first married
Married
teacher
teacher.
at the Fourth Ward School. Between 75 and 76, there were 3,000 children on the Comstock. The Fourth Ward School timeline, built in 76, first class held in 77. Last graduation was 36. Abandoned for 50 years.
Reservation began in 86. Oh. Look at this freaking bathroom. Virginia City. Thanks for visiting. I spotted something for Sarah,
Yes.
but we'll get to it. First off, parking anytime?
Yes.
Yeah. Cool old wagon. Oh, you got rumors back there.
Yes, we do. Why?
I don't know if that showed up, but it's Fleetwood Mac's Rumors album. So, just thought I'd let you know. Old GMC truck. What? Old freezer too?
Can't get to it from that way.
Well, you're supposed to be able to get to it.
Probably not, but you can see it.
Where am I at?
Look in the.
Whoa, crap.
Yeah, it's soft.
Oh, yep. Right back there. That's awesome.
Yeah, I don't know if you're supposed to be able to get to anything. This looks like a dumping ground.
Kinda.
Yeah, I mean, what the. Let's hook this back to the back of the car. Put the freezer in it. Grab the Fleetwood Mac and let's go. Oh, that's a shame. They're letting their fans rust.
Yeah. Just some oddball stuff at the old pit stop. But what do we have? But the TARDIS. Whoa.
Careful.
This composite, I mean, that's just straight up broke right there. Nope, dang.
Why it doesn't open?
Doesn't open.
Damn it.
There's a hole in it. Yeah, just a box. Okay, interested? Yeah, don't know what this area is. Just, I don't know, do people just add stuff or what?
I'm wondering,
Because
if that's the case, can you take?
did they put the tree? Like, I'm confused here. But yep, it's the pit stop right at the entrance of.
Shane, I need his explanation.
Yep. Yeah. Anyway, we're at the pit stop right across from the 4th Ward High School in Virginia City. So, anyways, we found the TARDIS. The doctor's near us. Yes. We gotta find him now. Yes. Stop recording. So, yeah. So it's like people just randomly leave things at this area.
It's just so bizarre. Christmas
Right.
lights inside this. The big fat ones too.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Jeez. Yep.
It almost.
Just
Hey,
all
there's a twin bed frame.
nice. I've seen bed springs. And then, yeah, I said truck.
I don't know how the hell they got those bottles in there. Probably climbed up on the trucker.
Probably. So then, yeah.
Shane said that I told it he you know, the glitch in the matrix there.
Right. And
I
then
told
this
him
thing.
The doctor was here also, and he said that's the best crossover ever.
Yeah, like,
I want the Fleetwood Mac thing.
I mean, this is a pretty nice in shape
Wagon.
wagon, yeah. And then an awesome old fridge. And then, I don't know what that is, Olympic something or other. And yeah, Fleetwood Mac back there with Valvoline.
Michael said he loves it.
And, oh, I did not even see the Indian.
I said I found him again in Virginia City. And he said, I love it.
Nice. Recording. Yeah, I thought you already were. Okay.
15% grade on this hill.
Advised to use low gear. And this corner is crazy. And wait, we have another one. They probably put that brick wall there because they were tired of people running into their house.
Oh, I'm sure.
Oh, shoot, all the mud washed down middle of the road. 25, not 35. I want to be careful, guys. It's slick.
This video does not do this hill justice.
Slow down. I am slowing down. Gold Hill Hotel and Saloon.
Looks sketchy though.
Somebody tows a boat up this thing?
I don't know.
Holy crap.
The Lynch House.
Yeah, because all this rock wasn't here on the way up, right? This all got
no,
washed with,
yeah.
the dirt, with that rain we had.
Uh-huh. Go for them wild horses, they'll kill you.
Right. And the colts are apparently suicidal.
Apparently. I hope he was okay.